UFC heads to Nashville, Tennessee this weekend as they bring a heavyweight headliner between Teixeira and Derek Lewis in the co-main event. We got Gabriel Bonfim going up against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who I believe headlined the last time they were in Nashville, where he came up short against Anthony Pettis. I believe that was 5 or 6 years ago, getting knocked out at the ending of the second round in a fight that was seemingly going his way the entire time. A bunch of other great fights on the card. Mitch Ramirez versus Mike Davis, not to mention Nate the Train Landwehr taking on France's own Morgan Charriere. Fun fight, fun card. Now, reminder, this is the quick picks version of the UFC Nashville breakdown. I'll be leaving out plenty of details for a lot of these matchups and as to why I'm picking a certain side. If you're looking for more reasoning, make sure you guys check out the MMA Lockcast, which I dropped earlier this week, breaking down the entire card. I believe 40 to 45 minutes on the entire card there. Link for that is either in the description below, or you can just go to the YouTube channel and find the MMA Lockcast there. All right, without further ado, hope you're laced up and ready to go, because we're off and running with the first fight of the night between Fatima Kline and Melissa Martinez. Kline coming in at minus 1,400 indicates that she should go out there and dominate Melissa Martinez, and I'm expecting her to do just that, and I think she can finish her within 2.5 rounds utilizing a grapple-heavy approach. Next up, we got Mitch Ramirez going up against Mike Davis. Another prohibitive favorite here in Davis at minus 900. And I think he reminds us how good he actually is after a fumble against Faris Ziam earlier this year. I think we'll see Davis put together a solid body of work, really put it on Ramirez, and then finish him in the second round. Next up, we got Kennedy Nzechukwu going up against Walter Walker. And Nzechukwu looking to make it 3-0 at heavyweight now, and I think he can do it successfully. Is he chalk-worthy? Probably not, but I think he'll be able to stuff the takedowns of Walker and batter him on the feet en route to a decision victory. Next up, we got Lauren Murphy going up against Eduardo Moura. Moura, again, prohibitive favorite. I don't really understand why. She might be strong enough in the grappling realm to really put it on the 42-year-old Lauren Murphy, who's also been out of the cage for 2.5 years. But Murphy could definitely make this fight closer with a physicality and striking advantage. But I'm still going to take Moura to win bits and pieces of this fight, and enough for her to get her hand raised on the scorecards. Next up, Jake Matthews going up against Chidi Njokuani. Matthews finally is on a winning streak for the first time in 5 years. Unfortunately, he's going up against a streaking Chidi Njokuani, who was undefeated since going down to 170 pounds, and I expect him to keep that winning streak going as he stops the takedowns of Matthews and batters him on the feet, utilizing that Muay Thai advantage to win this fight on the scorecards. Next up, we got Max Griffin going up against Chris Curtis. Curtis going down to 170 pounds, which is where he has spent the majority of his career before joining the UFC. I think this will be a great sign for him that he's going to start moving up. I think this will be a great matchup for him to showcase how dangerous he can be at 170 pounds. And I think he really puts it on Max Griffin here and eventually finishes him in the second or third round. Next up, we got Junior Tafa going up against Tokkos. Not a big fan of either guy here, but Junior Tafa is just not that good of a fighter in my opinion. He has decent pop and decent striking, but Tokkos is a BJJ black belt who has somewhat underperformed in his UFC career thus far. I think he has the chops to go out there and take Tafa to the ground, and I think it won't take him too long after that to eventually find a submission and force a tap from Tafa. Next up, we got Vitor Petrino going up against Austin Lane. Petrino going up a weight class now to the heavyweight division, and we'll see in this fight if his power will translate, especially with Lane being knocked out in a few of his last losses. I think Petrino can eventually clip Lane and put him away, but I would not bet him at minus 700. Next up, we got Nate Landwehr going up against Morgan Charriere. Charriere's slow-paced striking approach caught up with him last time around as he came up short against Nathaniel Wood, and that could come back to haunt him here against Nate the Train. But I think ultimately we'll see Charriere land the bigger and more eye-catching shots, maybe even mix in a couple of the takedowns and control time, but I think Landwehr will struggle to get off on his output and volume, leading to Charriere winning this fight on the scorecards. Next up, we got Kattar going up against Steve Garcia. A ton of recency bias here, making Garcia a very slight favorite. And yes, he is very dangerous, especially with him coming off a 5-fight winning streak with all of those wins coming by knockout. But Kattar has never been finished by knockout besides that injury that he had to Arnold Allen a few fights back. But I think this is a perfect stylistic matchup for him to bounce back onto the scene, counter Garcia effectively on the feet, and eventually find that knockout, reminding people that Kattar is no scrub. Co-main event now, where we got Steven Wonderboy Thompson going up against Gabriel Bonfim. Thompson, 42 years old, really getting up there in age. Often has to lean on that speed, accuracy, and just reflexes to try to get his wins. Unfortunately, he's going up against a younger and more dangerous fighter here in Bonfim, who I think can really compete with Thompson in the striking realm, but eventually drag this fight to the ground and find that submission within 2 rounds. That brings us to the main event of the evening now, between Derek the Black Beast Lewis and Taliesin Teixeira. I think this is a very close fight, so for odds sake, I think a shot on Derek Lewis at plus 220 is more than worthy here. And I think that this will be the first time that Teixeira has faced somebody that will actually crack back with even more power and show a little bit more resistance than the 8 fighters that he's already defeated. Look for Lewis to clip the chin of Teixeira and send that tower crumbling to the ground. There you guys go. Quick picks for UFC Nashville. I'll be back again tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow, I'll be dropping a LFA breakdown for you guys on the Legacy Warriors podcast, and I'll also be dropping the free parlay Lucky 2-Step Lucky Trinity. I'll see you guys then, and hopefully with the studio finally complete, minus the blinds, which I'll be getting next week, but should start looking good behind me. Stay tuned for that. See you guys then. Peace.